Hello there. I just wanted to show you this interesting little job that I'm helping somebody with. Let me put you up here. So what we're doing is we're making this part. I mean, it's not finished, it's just roughed out. But this is titanium, and we got 12 of these parts. And this piece was originally like this. Here's a piece of titanium. And this piece got sawed off of here. I sawed that off. That was on there. So what I did was I faced this off on both sides, the top and the bottom. And I drilled these two locating holes, dowel pin holes. But the thing is that this there's a shape that gets put on here, and it's like it's a radius. This is the end of it there, the end of it here. And there's a radius that gets put on here. That's on the inside. Then there's a radius that gets put on the outside. And that's like 60 to 70 thousandths thick is this piece here. These are going to end up being a 16th thick. So what we did was there's like 7 different components. So we built them out of aluminum, and they assembled it to make sure it worked, and now we're building them out of titanium. This is for a project for the government. I can't tell you too much because security, you gotta have a security clearance, so I can only show you in the rough form. I can't show you any finished product. But anyway, all these mechanisms work together. So the thing is that when I did this out of aluminum, I went in there and I hogged that out. There's a radius in the bottom corners, and it's a 90 thousandths radius that goes in this bottom corner here. That goes throughout this whole part. Now, when I originally did it out of aluminum, I hogged it out and I took a 187 ball end mill and I went through there, did a 3D profile, and just kind of went like that, and it was pretty easy. But this titanium's a little bit harder. Actually, it's a lot harder. And what the profile looks like is like that, and it's about that deep too. That's an inch right there. So this is a leftover aluminum piece that we made one of the shapes out of. But what I was thinking was that, like I said, the first one, I 3D'd all that. and that's great for the aluminum, but I don't think it's going to work for the titanium. So what I did was I took an end mill and I went through here and I cleaned this out. Then I took a drill and I started drilling it, and as it went through, the drill was a little shallow here, and as I got to the center, it got deeper and deeper. And I'm trying to remove as much material as I can, because what I was thinking was that I was going to use this cutter. It's got a 90 thousandths radius on it, and come in there and clean out the top piece and flip it over and clean it out again. And not necessarily then go in there and clean out the middle, and probably have to jab like 50 thousandths at a time on it. And I got this. The thing is that this is 1.5 ID. So this isn't like a slitting saw. They use these on horizontal mills. So it's really hard to come up with an arbor for this. So I thought, well, I'll get a piece of 1.5 stock, and I'm going to have to skim it a little bit to get it to fit through there. Just forge jaw it and take a little skim cut on there. Then I'm going to have to put a keyway in there, and then put a cap on the bottom. So what I did was I was able to get a Cat 40 tool holder, 1.5 ID. So I'm gonna open this up. I haven't even opened it yet. And of course, I got this off eBay, so it's not the probably not the best one in the world, and it probably even runs out a little bit. Sucker's heavy. Well, that's the first time I looked at it. Yeah, I have to turn that down a little bit to fit in there too. But what I was thinking was that I'll get this holder, and I might have the guy, well, we can't turn it. I might have the guy wire this angle off the front of it, because I want a flat surface for this to fit on. So we might wire that, get that flat. Then I'm going to put that in there. Then put the cutter on there. I want to keep it, I want to snug it up as much as I can. I'm going to try still keep those 2 set screws, but I could probably get away with 1. but might as well keep 2. And then, like I said, we'll put that in there. Put a keyway in there. This is aluminum. Now he says I got a piece of steel, and I said, well, I think aluminum will work. You know, I'm only making 12 of these parts, and after that I don't care. But I got this just for these 12 parts. And well, what I'm going to do before I go in there is I'm going to put this on an angle, and then take an end mill, put an angle this way, take an end mill and take a cut this way, and then put this on an angle and take a cut this way to clean all that out. I want to get down to the bottom of those holes, so I want to remove as much material as possible, and then come in with this guy. So when this is in there, put a keyway in there, and then put a cap on it. Now whether I drill a hole in there and thread a cap on there, or just mount a cap on the end of it somehow, but somewhere it's got to have a cap to capture it. But that was what I was thinking. And I guess we'll see if it works. Like I said, I only got to make 12 parts. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Well, this gets, I mean, this is still saw cut here. That gets flat there. Like I said, this isn't the finished shape. I can't show you the finished shape. But so it's yeah, it's pretty big. That's a 6-inch diameter. That's because it's got to go in there. Then you got to allow for that. So I figured by the time I go in there, it gets to the bottom. I think there was 100,000 before it hits the top of the part. Anyway, that was my thought on that. I just thought I'd throw it out there, you know. All right. Talk to you later. Yeah, don't tell anybody I showed you this video. Yeah, these parts down here are some of the drops from the pieces that got cut. It's all ink, titanium. 2 inches thick.